Hi, Christine. I'm back. You're back.
Hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. Seems like you've been gone forever.
I feel like I've been gone forever also. And I feel like nothing in hockey happened when I was gone. Absolutely nothing.
I think I could easily forget a lot of that. So it was a lot of what is happening? What is happening? What is happening right now? Oh, and then those are the games that the Panthers lost throughout the time, and then finally, having the Panthers win. As you know, I was rooting for the Panthers. You were not.
I was not.
So either way, look, when it comes down to it, I felt that they were more the underdog in the whole, NHL experience, being that they've never won. So when it comes down to those kind of statistics or characteristics of a team in a game, that's what I'm going to go for. So I was happy for them. I didn't dislike most of the people on the team, so I was okay. And there was a little bit of excitement watching the game. I know you were just coming back from being out of the country, but there was a little bit of excitement knowing that we were just there. So there is some kind of fun connection, to that too. So
yeah, I don't disagree. And I had the opportunity. I was able to watch Game 6 with some Oilers fans that just happened to be in the airplane lounge at LAX while we were waiting for the flight. And then Game 7, I did watch at 2:00 in the morning when I was jet lagged on my phone, trying to just see what was going on. So I sort of kept up. But just in the interest of projecting forward for next year, I was looking at the Bovada sportsbook.com futures. And the Oilers are favored to win the Stanley Cup next year. Second to the Panthers. But I wonder if that's like a stat where if you have come so close and you just lost it, like sort of like the Panthers, will they have the ability to come back next year? So I think that could be something interesting to follow as we dive into what I am technically referring to as season 3 of Double D-Fense. Today,
we've made it.
Season 3, we wipe our slate clean. We
have congratulated the Panthers, from the crying GMs to I think the GM went from crying his eyes out to cursing up everybody on the storm. There's a whole clip on everybody cursing into the media, which is hilarious.
I just want to share that story quickly because Michelle, who's my mom and our Florida correspondent, shared with me that she was watching the parade. And I'm not going to even repeat the language on here because we do like to post the show onto YouTube. But the GM of the Panthers said he's been waiting 35 effing years, and he didn't say effing, to be here. And then all of a sudden they cut the feed and put on golf. So note to future. I think it was
like to do that.
So note to any future Stanley Cup winners, you cannot curse when you are on television, when you are on television.
Does Bovada have a bet for that? I think they should. The odds that ESPN is going to take you offline and put another sport on.
Yeah.
The third time this season that they did that.
That's what you get. That's what you get. But it was kind of fun to watch, what the Panthers, where they were taking the Stanley Cup. I think I saw it on a boat. I think I saw it in the ocean.
There's spaghetti in it.
Spaghetti in it.
Look, that's a whole special on its own, and that's why when one year when I licked it, people are like, ew. But it gets cleaned every day, so spotless cleaned. So
I'm sure people have done way worse than we can even possibly imagine, but I don't think we're that kind of podcast, and I really don't want to even think about that right now.
I would lick it again, just so you know.
And there's been so much other stuff happening too, with free agency day and so many new players.
Look, it's been a busy week, and it's all happened all in a row. So the draft was on Friday and Saturday. The first round came and it was at the Sphere. Matt was there, so next time we'll get him on and have him talk about his experience.
He
for
went
being
to the draft,
there.
like he was inside the
went,
Sphere.
Yeah, and it looks so empty. So I mean, it looks, honestly, to be honest, it looked kind of boring for me. I mean, you had everyone sitting on the tables talking business, and then you had everybody up in the stands just waiting, and it seemed like it went fairly quickly. So Friday night was an evening thing, so I went pretty quick, and then it was bright and early for the next 2 rounds on Saturday. So I think it was like 8:00 or 9:00 they had started. So I know he went back for that. So I asked for pictures and I got King's pictures. So they were, because they also, and there were some good, highlights for that too, which was really fun. I know I got you tuned in just in time to see that our favorite correspondents were talking, which
it did look cool, though. I have to say, I give them a lot of credit. They made the draft look big and impressive, at least from the outside. When they would cut to the outside shot of the Sphere, and they would have like the team logo and the person's picture, I thought that was pretty cool. Like that looked pretty awesome. And inside, they had at one point, maybe not through the whole thing, but they had all the logos like around the arena and or the Sphere, the Spherina. I don't know what it's called. But it did look kind of neat. So I guess kudos to MSG for diving further into the branding for the NHL.
Yeah, it was it was exciting, and our conversation was pretty funny. There was some things like when there was a trade alert, there was this big buzzer, and then you'd hear somebody commenting like, "Oh, that was bad chili." It was really weird and odd for some of the things I was hearing for that. But we watched it.
Let's not forget
why are they taking their clothes off? Why? Just keep your jackets on.
I did notice that. Yes, it was constant changing of clothing. But let's also not give ESPN too much credit. We saw the kind of production work that they did during the Stanley Cup playoffs. So maybe this is because it's a new building, a new space. I assume that the plan is to have the draft here every year going forward. Do you know?
I don't know, but it would be nice. It looks like a great place, it's a great place to have it, so it was good. And the Rangers, so I think, I think Bovada seemed to be on mark with the way the draft was going with with the kids and how they were picked up. And so, I think there was just one or two unexpected, kind of looks on the kids' faces when they got picked, which is really super cute. We ended up with the 30th, so we were at the end waiting patiently, and we ended up with EJ Emery, who's
Condre Miller 2.0.
I know. Well, and that was the question I had, it's like, could he be the replacement for Keandre? I kind of think they were talking about it.
We can only hope.
He's he's 6'3", and so he did good. And actually one of the things we saw too, which was cute, and they kind of mentioned it, was these designer jackets. Everyone had the designer jackets. So when they opened them, they had all these things on the inside, and these were kind of their own symbolic messages and things. So it was reported that on the inside of his jacket, he had messages from his family, along with his sport, models, role models and stuff within that jacket, and it looked like they all had them. So these were just nice, they were nice suits. A lot of them were just better than their family members, who were all on camera, as we noticed. And they all are young.
It was funny to watch it. I think one kid was interviewed with his dad. It's like, you're bringing your dad to a job interview, but he's like,
they can't drive.
Old. They're going to go to Vegas by themselves. They probably won't even be allowed to walk in the hotel.
I know. As I told Matthew, it's like, too bad these guys can't even enjoy being in Vegas, because none of them are old enough. Most they can do is go to the KISS mini golf course, So there's not a lot to do there. So that was really fun. That was 2 days. Everyone had a day break, and then all hell broke loose yesterday. Well, not yesterday. Yesterday. It's today's Tuesday, right? So yeah, it was yesterday. It felt like felt like it was a week ago. And look, the rumors, there were even rumors spewing during the draft. So I don't really cater to a lot of the rumors going back and forth. Most notably for the Rangers, it was Trouba getting traded. That's now coming back and having to be explained. So Bovada, you got that trade? Don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen. Did you see part of the reason was that his wife didn't want to leave her residency? So then there was a whole debate about how appropriate is it to love your wife and be, have to give up some sacrifices and have to make some sacrifices for the good of your career. But then a lot of people were blaming Trouba's wife for the fact that he's still a Ranger. And I'm, me, I've been off the Trouba train for a while, so I don't know why. I thought Utah could be a nice little new home for him, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Yeah. So I guess really the details on that were that when he signed his last contract, he signed it in coordination with his wife's residency and internship as she's kind of studying to become a doctor. I think she delayed the residency, I think, to kind of match up. So he's kind of tied in and, on the contract for that. So it is what it is. I don't need any explanations. I just want to see.
I need all the explanations. We need to have some words with her. I mean, okay, I'm sorry. Has no one ever done a long distance relationship before? Ever? Like, it's not the end of the world, especially as a professional athlete. I'm just saying Utah's really lovely all times of year. He would do so great there. He could make a real name for himself. He could have time to, just kind of reset.
I really got traded to the Predators. There, that was a big thing yesterday.
Just a little time away. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. I think maybe we need to have some words with his wife just to remind her that, being around each other all the time is
well, there's also a little baby involved, right? So that could be the I mean, look, he's the babysitter off season too. So I think because if she's gonna be a doctor, she's gonna be busy. So we'll see. But yesterday did mark a milestone. It was the first time ever that $1 billion in trades, crossed all the teams, and insane. There was so much going on. It was hard to keep up. I think, I guess there were some notable ones. I mean, look, we got a couple people.
People whose names I can't pronounce, like Brooks. If anybody knows how to pronounce that, please let me know.
It sounds like a rhyme.
It really was not boding well. I hopefully Bovada doesn't have stats on my poetry, on my New York Rangers poetry for next season, because I think that's worse than Lecision. So I'm going to be working on that for a while.
Yeah, and training camp started, so we're going to keep an eye on Bovada too to kind of see who the up and coming, who's going to make it through training camp, who they're going to kind of keep in line. I think they were going for some, in the draft, they're going for tall now. I mean, like they were going for young, they went a little older. Now we're going for tall. So, so this will be interesting. I think Drury's taking his time on things. They didn't qualify a couple players, the younger ones, which is fine. No, I don't think there's been any real surprises yet. So we're just going to have to wait and see, where the trades going. One of the other big rumors I'm hearing is Kako still, even though they just offered him money, it's that he's still on the board for being traded. So we're just going to sit back, relax, and just let everybody hash it out while some of the kids on the chat board on our Instagram just go to town with everything they see. And so it's kind of fun to watch. Another notable
how much is Shesterkin going to get at the end of this? I'm sure I'm sure that number is going up and up and up and up.
So what are your thoughts on that? What do you think?
Give him anything he wants and then double it and give him that and then give him a car.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the heart and soul of this team. He's the heart and soul of this team. He deserves to be there. He deserves to win a Stanley Cup with these guys. And you want to make sure you build that team around him that will take him there. He deserves every penny.
And I don't feel what he's asking for is is unreasonable, because they were listing other players, even Henrik, on what he was getting in his kind of prime years there, and it's very comparable. So it's like, I agree with you. Make it happen. We don't officially know, I think, what he's asked for, but it's been set up to. So we'll see what happens again along the way. So right now everything's officially rumors, and so we're going to keep an eye on everything. It's still very volatile in this hockey market. We're seeing things go down. Let's talk. One of the more notable trades is Stamkos did not get picked up again by Tampa Bay, so he's now with the Preds. That has become a notable game to watch going into the season. And I mean, there's a lot, but another one was Buchnevich, is staying with the Blues. He signed a 6-year contract. So if I ever make it back there, which I probably won't, then he'll be fun to watch there. So he's staying there. He's actually, when I was there, he's a huge fan favorite. Like, everybody loves him. So he's
and then we'll have where I just went. It looks like we got Carrick as well. Sorry, the technical difficulties. We got Carrick as well from the Oilers, so we'll have to ask our friends who are Oilers fans, who once they come out of their postseason depression, although they have every right to feel very proud. I just want to say that for the record. If so, any of our Oilers fan friends who are listening, congratulations to you guys on a season very well played.
Yep, you pulled it. I mean, look, it was an exciting series. So, I watched all the games. Oh, actually, I watched all the games. I was not able to watch the last one live, but I had it on my phone, so it was exciting. And then I rewatched it the next day to kind of make sure I saw the highlights and stuff, because it was very tense with that one goal the whole time. So very exciting. In a way, this is where I'm glad I'm not a fan, because it's so nerve-wracking. It's so crazy. I age by the second.
And it's so stressful. And it's not even like your teams that are in it. It is extremely
and
stressful.
then how much are you enjoying with all the stress, with it? So, and when it comes out, when you're the home team and you're there, and it's very exciting. So in a way, look, everything worked out the way it's supposed to. I was talking to a trainer who is new to hockey, and he's like, the home ice advantage made a difference. I'm like, that's why they have it that way. So
absolutely.
It's all good. So I think, the odds are changing on Bovada up until the end, and they kind of had the Oilers. Everyone was picking the Oilers. So
because they shifted
that made it even more tense. And I was like, I don't want them to win. There's a couple players I didn't really want to see be happy. I'm okay with that. So, and no matter what you get, when you get that close, your desire for the team, I think, the last time we had our, one of our previous episodes, we did have Tyler Seguin, and what he was saying about, sometimes things happen and you just got to get on the horse and do it again. So are we seeing a trend now where the ones that are losing are going to be the most likely ones to win? I guess you got to start with a stat somewhere, and you're going to see how they're going to do in the season. Is Knobloch going to come back and coach, and stay coaching for them?
Hey, if he came in, he turned that team around and brought him to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. I don't think there's a way to not have him back. That was a superior coaching performance, and he really, he came super close. He came one goal. Technically 2 goals, but 1 goal from really throwing Florida for a loop. So you got to give him a lot of credit for that. So boy,
and the look of calm, whatever we want to call his look, he maintained that throughout the entire time.
Meanwhile, Paul Maurice's head is about to explode every 10 seconds, which is also really fun to watch.
So it was all really, really, really good.
And then the other exciting piece of news, which I have been looking at today, is the schedule for 24-25 has been announced. Any thoughts? Anything stand out to you as interesting or unique?
It's weird. I think it's weird. I'm always looking, and I always feel we have a really weird schedule. I always feel we have the most back-to-back games. right now I was looking at us versus the Kings versus the Panthers, and we do have more back-to-back games than either one of those teams. So, and I haven't seen the matchups, but the road trip, the West Coast road trip is different, and so it's a little wonky.
Yeah, it's interesting. So there's two separate. It looks like there's two separate West Coast road trips. One with the California teams. So you have Anaheim. Let's see, where is it? This is, I think, in January.
Yeah.
Oh well,
It's
well first.
Anaheim?
Yeah, then they have Seattle. The first one is in November. The first long West Coast one is in November with Seattle, Vancouver, Calgary, and Edmonton. That'll be an interesting one. And then it's January 11th, Vegas, January 14th, Colorado, and January 16th, Utah.
Wait, when do they play LA? Because they play LA
Tuesday, March 25th.
So
and then
March.
Friday the 28th of March is Anaheim.
That's I think so. Now it's a matter of coordinating with. So we have this great little routine with Vegas, Anaheim, and LA, and now they have Anaheim and LA. There's a 2-day, or it's LA first, so they play LA, and then there's a break, a 2-day break, I think.
Yeah, 2-day break for them to go south. For them to go north.
They're going to be in Santa Monica. They're going to go hang on the beach for 2 days.
We should. That's where we're going to be then.
And then they're going to play Anaheim, and then they have a back-to-back. Then they go up to San Jose, and then they play San Jose the next day. Just an odd West Coast schedule. I mean, they've done that before, but it just seems odd because now Vegas is kind of on its own. With Utah?
Yeah, thankfully, nothing looks like it's going to be a work conflict, at least not right now. So that's good. And I have to say, looking at their schedule, I think the month of April is going to get real interesting, especially if the stats are tight. Because April, you have everyone from Jersey, Islanders, Carolina, Florida, and Tampa Bay. With Philadelphia thrown in there too. So the month of April next year could be
March is
quite stressful.
And March is really busy. So in looking at that earlier, I saw that they're playing half of the month. So they have 15 games in the month of March that they're playing. So that's a lot. So, it gets them ramped up, to kind of tie off the season and kind of, bring it into the playoffs. So all you can say is let's do it. Opening day at Madison Square Garden is October 12th. I think I'm going to try to go. It might work out really nice. And that would be kind of fun.
Who are they playing? Who are they playing as
They're
their?
playing Utah.
Oh, that's exciting. It'll be fun for Chuba to come back to his home ice.
See on the first day. So there are some notable, I kind of picked up, so that you can see on NHL.com if you want to look at more, but there were some notable scheduling dates that are out as well. I'll just kind of, some of them were kind of fun. So right in the beginning of the season, October 4th, 5th, you've got Devils and the Buffalo Sabres are going to be playing in Prague. So that's cool. Kind of fun. And they're going to be playing in O2 Arena there. October 8th. So the October 8th is when the Panthers are going to be raising the banner, and they're going to be playing against Boston. So that'll be the day you want to sit and watch that game. I'm sure all these are going to be televised. Also on October 8th is Utah Hockey Club, which, by the way, Bovada, did you get that as the name they're going to pick? Because there were better ones.
There were better. I think this is temporary. That's what I've heard.
I know. I've heard that too. But when you invest in the jerseys and everything, it may stick. So we're going to keep an eye on that too. That'll be a curious thing. It's not coming up anywhere in any discussions, so we have that. But it'll be their very first game as Utah Hockey Club.
So just quickly on that. The Bovada has them at plus 6,600 to win the Stanley Cup. But what do you personally think? Do you think it's like, I can't remember the last time I've ever seen a brand new team. I mean, the Kraken had a good first season, but what do you think?
Brand new. That's the difference. They're just, they were the Coyotes. I don't know who was on the Coyotes.
I don't know who's still going over. Yeah.
I know. So they're not really a brand new team, so to speak. So, and in that respect, they weren't good. So they the odds
yeah, they weren't good to begin with.
So Bovada's got it right for now. So
well, they're not worse than the Sharks, who are in dead last at plus 50,000 to win the Stanley Cup. So maybe this will be.
You can only go up. Chicago Sharks. Look, they're going to be fending for not last, right? So we'll see. We'll see how that. We'll see how that goes. But they're not a new team. So, and honestly, to answer the question, if they were, Vegas set a bar when they came along and just went all the way to the top with who they had, and set a trend of, kind of the younger people play, just in just reorganizing the teams. And that's kind of what led to the Rangers doing their rebuild in kind of getting rid of Henrik and Zook and kind of building a younger team so that they can kind of grow together. If you're going to build a younger team, you got to keep them together. Otherwise, you're just going to start over every time. So that's how you're going to kind of build it. And as we go into this season, that's where we're going to see where expectations are, because that's where I'm seeing questions. Props out to Jeffrey, and Mind Your Puck in Business. They're talking like, what are the expectations of, some of these players like Kako who are signing new contracts? What do we want to be seeing? What versus what we want versus what we should be seeing? And so that's where we're going to start the season off, complaining about everybody right off the bat. And I can't wait.
That's what this podcast is for. Watch this space.
So, let's just complain about stuff. So that'll be kind of, that'll be kind of interesting. So let's see how they do. I like to see them be a little bit more successful just as a newer club, just to kind of have some fun with it.
Yeah, and maybe what
happens on the West Coast.
Maybe we could go get up to a game over there. That would be really cool to see.
That would be kind of fun. I think some East Coasters are going to come out. So people who are listening, we're going to start putting some stuff out for road trips. If anyone's doing road trips, keep us posted, and we'd love to come and meet you and meet up if we can. When we went to Florida, it was a great meetup of a lot of people that we connected with throughout our first and second season and through now. So it was very exciting and very easy to get people going. So I can't wait to do it again in a new place. So
definitely. And hey, Christine, before we wrap up, tell me a little bit about the shirt you're wearing, because it's very cool.
I know, it's Adam and the Middle Hawks. So we had them on our last episode, and I just posted. I know you had run out of the country. You were in Budapest enjoying beautiful things there, and I know it was work, but it looked amazing.
It was amazing.
I went down to Hollywood, and since Hollywood has not changed, and I was able to meet up with the guys from the band and watch their show. So they were fantastic. Adam's got a great kind of theater voice, loves rock and roll, and they do some covers. They have some originals. They have a new album out. I got the CD over there, which I'll give to you. Which is called Hurry Up and Wait. So they were fantastic. The crowd was great. They played at the Whiskey A Go-Go, legendary Hollywood establishment. Spot. I have not been there in a lot of years. So has not changed. It was great. So they were just fun. It was fun to meet them. They're all really young. But they were great guys. And I know their manager. So it was really fun to have them out there. I got a couple. I think I posted the picture where Adam has another talent. I'm going to let him know. He's a quick, fun cartoon artist. So they like to kind of play games with him and say, draw 3 things, and they give him 3 things and then he draws it. So it was cute. He drew us a little Double D-Fense picture and a couple other pictures. I have them on my fridge like I'm a mom of a kid. So they're on my fridge on magnets right now. It was super fun. And they are going to be back. We're going to have them on the show again in the fall. It's on our Instagram. They will be touring with Bowling for Soup. So in the fall, they're going to be doing a West Coast tour. So we're going to have them back on again. And then hopefully we'll have the opportunity to go and see them play while they're out here in the fall. And it'll be super fun. So we're going to have them back on, and we'll let everybody know when we do have them back on. But it was a really, really fun night out. It was a pleasure meeting these guys. And we're going to see as they do their fall tour, because during our interview with them, they've been doing the national anthem. They did it for not only the Mets, but the Devils and a couple of other places and stuff that they've done it. But they're, part of their tour is going to Canada. So they have not yet sung the national anthem for Canada. So the Canadian national. So we're going to see if they're actually going to do it. That's what we're going to follow up on. So we'll see how deep they get into sports, and if not, it's music, and that's our and more for what we're bringing, along with sports and drink pairings, and in some future ventures involving drinks potentially, and then we'll kind of see where there is. So again, thank you to Collier Entertainment and Danny and Adam and the band for everything. It was a really, really fun night out in Hollywood. So I wish you were there. Next time, you'll definitely be here. We'll
next time for sure. Well, on that note, Christine, as we said, watch this space. We're going to bring you some interesting stories, New York Rangers updates, any other updates that we hear that are exciting over the course of the summer as we get ready for the 2024-2025 championship.
A lot to get ready, because these stats are going to be changing. The rumors are still flying. Again, we'll post things as they occur in real time. I know I have to post one more for today with the trade that happened today. I'm not going to be posting any of the rumors, but we are following them and we will talk about them. So it's all good. So until then, and then we'll see what Drury and everybody else does and what comes next. And we'll be following it with some fun things over the summer. And is it October yet?
We're so close. It'll fly by. All right. Thanks, Christine. Bye.
Bye.